Welcome to Mandemic Mondays, the only podcast hosted by best friends who have nothing in common except their name. I'm Mandy Kaplan.
And I'm Mandy Fabian. We are the Mandys. Each week, we're going to review and debate the latest Netflix release and, whatever else people are doing to stay sane during these getting pretty normal times we like to call
the Mandemic.
Woohoo! Maskless and unafraid.
We're holding on. Not only are we sponsored by Audible, but this week we made an Audible.
Yes.
We called an Audible.
Yep. Which I'm still curious to know exactly what an Audible is.
It's a decision you make on the field, not from the coaches, but like the quarterback changes the play last minute and goes, okay, forget this. We're going to do this.
Oh my God, it's a sporting reference.
I thought you were kidding when you asked what an Audible was. I thought you were very funny.
No, I didn't know what an Audible was. I genuinely did not know. You were like, let's call an Audible. And I was like, okay, which book? I really didn't know what you're... I didn't know what you were talking about. But now I understand.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know anything about anything that isn't musical theater or cheese.
No, but you could beat any one of these fandies in fantasy football. I know that.
That's true.
I wouldn't,
bring it on.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch your sports knowledge.
You could touch anything you want.
I'm the fashion and beauty expert, and you're the sports expert. That's how that's why we're so different.
Yes, exactly. So we were not different in our lack of interest in watching Blue Miracle, the Dennis Quaid family Netflix.
I'm so sorry, Dennis.
Experience.
I apologize to Dennis personally. I'm sure he's listening.
So I said to Mandy, why don't we just watch the Friends reunion? I know it's not on Netflix. I'm aware we're breaking the rules, but it's our goddamn show.
Yeah. I like it. And you know what? I feel like last week we started a trend with the whole you were cheating on me conversation. And now we're cheating on Netflix. So if Netflix wants us bad, I expect flowers and champagne and oral sex.
I'm sure that's
from Netflix.
Imminent. Netflix is known for that. So we watched on HBO Max, the Friends, the reunion.
Yes.
The one where everyone got old. And now, I don't know your relationship to Friends. I know mine.
Oh, well, I was not like a regular watcher of Friends, but Friends was hard to miss. You know what I mean? I loved Friends. Every time I watched it, I did love it. And I'm banging Nurse Dan from the 100th episode.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So because I'm fucking one of the main cast members, one of the most important people on the show, I have a very personal relationship to it.
Sure.
But other than that, I love it. I always enjoyed it, but I was not ever a big TV watcher before the pandemic. Not like that, like a show that ran 8 seasons. Mine was Everybody Loves Raymond.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not one of those crazy fans that can recite every episode of Friends and quote it.
Are you?
Yes.
I didn't know that about you.
It's my favorite show of all time. Even though I wear a lot of garb about the Golden Girls, Friends is actually my favorite.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So that'll be very interesting to hear what your perspective was on it.
Well, first and foremost,
yes,
it was so difficult not to recite the dialogue when they showed clips, which would have been a marriage ender. Because Jer watched with me. He was so excited to watch it too.
Oh,
he
he's
loves
a fan
Friends
too. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And mostly of Nurse Dan for both of us.
Well, yeah,
that's our favorite character. But they would cut to a clip and I was like, transponster, that's not even a word. And I was like, don't say the dialogue or your husband will leave you. So I just want to pat myself on the back.
Why? You're married to a monster, because why would he leave you? That's adorable. I would have loved to hear you quote every episode. That's adorable that you can do that. What a mind you have. It means it's not going. It means you're still all there.
Yeah. I can't remember anything except every line of dialogue from Friends and Golden Girls.
And it was worth it.
Right off the bat, I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. I'm going to have to, sit on my proverbial hands, my mouth hands. That's not a thing.
Well,
what did you think of how they all entered?
I thought it was adorable and emotional. And I also didn't believe it at all. Like, cause I'm suspicious, I'm like, they all saw each other in the parking lot. They had to know that all those special guests were coming. I don't know. It felt like they were like, surprise. And I thought they weren't surprised by anything. Were they? Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to ask Lisa, next time I see her.
And there's the first name drop.
What are you talking about? You mean Lisa Kudrow?
Your dear friend, Lisa Kudrow.
I don't know about
5 minutes, 39 seconds. And there it is. Oh, no, it's the second one because you already dropped Patrick Fabian, Nurse Dan.
Listen, just because Lisa and I both went to Vassar. Oh, did I mention that we went to Vassar College together? Not at the same time, but
I'll just take a break and go do something else while you finish this up. This little self-love fest you've got going on.
No, I wouldn't really ask her about it. I'm joking. It was, but I was very suspicious because I thought, they had to have known everything just because I'm suspicious of reality television. I'm suspicious of everything except Anne with an E on Netflix, which I loved.
Well, I feel like they knew the set was going to be there, but I think it was genuinely more emotional than they thought when they saw the set and they were exploring the set. When it started and it was Josh Schwimmer in an empty studio, I was like, cheesy. And then it got me when they started seeing each other and seeing the set. But watching him just walk in alone, I thought it was a pretty cheesy start. But then that's the last criticism I have.
I got to tell you, I if you weren't a Friends fan, I really feel like if you watch this, it would make you want to watch the show.
Yeah.
I mean, because I loved all the behind the scenes stuff. Like I loved learning about their little huddle and what jobs they had before they did the show and like the secret crush that they had.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know any of that stuff. And it was pretty juicy and it makes you fall in love with these people again. And it makes you nostalgic for a simpler time when you could actually pitch a show like Friends and someone would say yes.
So the pitch line that Kevin Bright and Marta Kaufman and David Crane, if I got all those names right, I hope I did. It's about that time in your life when your friends are your family.
Yeah.
So simple, but also I'm still in that time.
Yeah.
Like you're my family.
Yes.
You're my mishpucha, babe. Like you're stuck.
No, I know. I still feel responsible for your happiness, which is what family is, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It was like a very simple pitch. And I know it makes us all harken back to our 20s, but I feel so lucky. Oh, here I go. I'm going to start crying. I feel so lucky that I still live in a time when my friends are my family.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. You don't know if you're that annoying cousin that I see at bat mitzvahs or you don't know who you are, but you're my family.
I know I'm in there. Yeah.
And I didn't write down a time code for when I started crying, but it was real fast.
I have to tell you, I think it was pretty quick. I knew it. I was watching it separately from you, but I saw something. I was like, oh, Mandy just started crying. I want to say maybe it was when Jennifer Aniston puddled up at everything because she was real emotional, which I think is interesting. And I really wanted to crawl inside her beautifully hair-framed head and see like what is she thinking? Because she's a giant movie star. Everybody else did great, obviously, but she's like she is the giant movie star from that show. And I wonder if she looks back and goes, God, I just wish I could work with these 5 people again on this great, safe space that, I wonder if she feels like, oh, I miss it so much and it was the best time of my life. Or if she looks back and she's like,
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't know, but she is the one who I'm saving my questions about who you want to do what with and to. But she is my least favorite in terms of if I see an interview with her, I go right by.
What?
She's so safe and measured and cold. I don't find her to be appealing. And on this one, I felt like they positioned everything. If you saw some of the promotional materials, she's front and center. I feel like her lighting is better and everyone is like around her. And she came across to me like, you're welcome, I'm here. I came back.
Really?
They had to, but I deigned to do this. That's the attitude I get from her.
That's interesting. I think she's very humble. I actually do. I think she's the sweetest, most accessible one. I thought...
We disagree?
We do. I know. She is to me the warmest of all of them. Like the one most likely to be invited to my next party.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to it. who would you most want to have dinner with? And this is about the cast, not about their characters.
Right.
Because that's a whole different
I barely
thing.
remember
But now
their
that
characters. Yeah.
now that you've watched this, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer all your friends' trivia questions.
Okay.
Which cast member would you most want to have dinner with?
I'm really torn. That's a tough one because on the one hand, Matthew Perry, because I am dying to know what happened and see if I can help. I would go just for the off chance that he might drop dead during dinner. He seems so half dead. Like something is happening to him and I'm very sad for it. I know it's addiction related, but I'm also married to somebody who like is sober. So I'm a little bit like, oh, Matthew, if there's any way I could help you, my friend.
Yes.
Literally, friend.
Yeah.
That is one reason, just out of the fascination and the curiosity and the hope that perhaps, I don't know, like I'd either get to see him clunk out or like help him get sober. That'd be a good thing. But just for
it started off so magnanimous and then you're like, I want him to die in front of me so I can sell the footage to TMZ.
Listen,
and then I never have to work again.
If I could, and maybe I could direct the doc of him because once he goes, that's going to be big money footage. No. Or just for fun, I wonder who I'd like to hang out with would probably be Joey or not Joey.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
That's who I was thinking after this. Like he is so lovable. He seems like such a real guy. He does not feel like a movie star or an actor, really. He just seems like a real down to earth guy.
Well, like everybody's Irish uncle, like they did on Twitter. Did you see that?
Yes, but I didn't understand it.
Oh, so it's basically every Irish person saw Matt LeBlanc sitting with his arms folded like that and took this one photo of him and put all these quotes from their Irish uncles and grandfathers and things in this whole thread on Twitter. So it's just Irish people basically putting captions to the photograph of Matt LeBlanc in these very funny...
I read them though, but I didn't understand them. They were in Irish. Like I was like, I don't know what I'm reading.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I'm part Irish, so I thought it was really funny. Anyway, yes. So you would have dinner with Matt LeBlanc?
I think I would at this point.
Yep.
It is my loyalties and preferences have changed over the years, but I'm going to save that because I have a game surprise.
What?
Okay. Mm-hmm. So while we're talking about Matthew Perry, looking so shaky and off and out of it, and I actually was like, Jer was Googling Parkinson's and Matthew Perry because we were worried it was actually physical.
Yeah.
Or MS or something. It really, he is in a very sad state, but I understand all of those things can happen with continual drug and alcohol abuse. And I felt really bad. He looked awful. His upper lip has disappeared. Like there's something going on with his face and he was shaky. Ooh.
Yeah, he looked like a shell of a person. He's, him in real life, not so great. But him on the show, the physicality, his brilliant sense of comedic timing, like, wow. It really, and I asked Patrick, I was like, so pretend that I literally said this with no sense of irony. I was like, pretend that you're an addict. And he was like, done. Or I think I said, imagine that you're an addict. He's like, okay. Yeah. And I was like, can you imagine, you're an addict and now the world has been handed to you on a platter. You're the most famous, most successful actor in your field ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, how do you back out? How do you back out from that? How do you ever bottom really fully?
Well, he
truly?
has said there were seasons he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Seasons. Not moments, not episodes, seasons.
Yeah.
And right off, he says, where's the foosball table? And Matt LeBlanc, Pete, if you can find this, I don't have a time code, I'm sorry, but Matt LeBlanc asks about the foosball table in the beginning of the reunion. LeBlanc is like, we broke it up. And he's like, we did?
Did you take anything from the set besides, I took a neon coffee mug.
I have the original ball from the foosball table. You look at it and go, what is that old
Should have taken the whole table.
We smashed it. Remember, by the end, it got smashed.
I know.
But
what's that?
Story. Well, that was before it got destroyed. We're going back a little further.
I need to watch this series.
It was good.
But I have the original ball.
Yeah.
It's had its moments.
That's what I hear.
That concerns me because that was a huge plot point from the season finale where they bashed it apart with sledgehammers. It was in the finale. It was not like, oh, there was a little reference we made to like, oh, so this set piece that was a part of Friends for the entire run, they destroyed in the last episode. And Matthew Perry was like, we did that? I have no memory of it.
I mean, I can relate to that because I barely remember my wedding.
Right. It was so nice. I'll show you pictures.
Oh, thank you. I'd like that.
I looked so cute. So, yeah, I mean, he has admitted that there are seasons he doesn't recall.
Yeah.
But it's so sad. And then while we're on the negative, and then we'll flip back to the positive because there's so much positive about this episode.
God, I loved
reunion. But Courtney Cox's plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And this is actually, she has now started fixing it. But she went so far a couple years ago, I just couldn't even recognize her.
I know.
She was doing a show called Cougar Town. And as it went, it was like, oh, what are we watching?
Yeah.
And she was breathtaking.
I know.
In her 30s.
I know. I will never, I'm not a fan. I will never understand it. I think it sends a terrible message. I thought that Lisa Kudrow looked really good.
She looks beautiful.
She looks incredible, But yeah, no, the too much plastic surgery. I don't get it. Everybody had plastic surgery. I think everybody except maybe Joey.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about
maybe
Schwimmer.
Not Lisa. No, something was up with him. I don't know.
All right.
I thought he did. Something looked...
I would imagine Lisa, and you can ask her next time you hang, she probably has fillers, like, little injections to keep her skin so smooth. But she looked beautiful. She does not look messed with or
I actually always really
faked.
admired her because she didn't do all that stuff. Like and she did talk about it openly, like, should I don't know. And I mean, at least when I was working with her, she didn't. And I really admired that. And it was hard because everybody around her was,
Yep.
So,
yep.
I was like, look at you taking home the prize for the prettiest.
Matthew Perry gets a pass for not remembering anything. But when they would talk about episodes and they would be like, oh, wait, we threw a ball back and forth. And I'm like, how do you not remember that? It's gut check time. Like I could do the whole episode. And it's like, well, because they haven't been watching it,
right.
in reruns the way I have. So of course they don't remember that.
You'll watch the same episode twice?
Oh my God. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. There's only one episode of Friends I don't like. And they talked about the episode a lot. Somebody was referencing it. I
really?
think who's the soccer player?
Beckham, yeah.
He talked about this episode and I disliked this episode immensely where Ross has a big event. He's getting honored at a paleontology thing. And they're all supposed to dress up and go. And they're all being unbelievably selfish and putting their own BS first. And Courtney Cox is like, did Richard call? And she's too sad. And Aniston gets her feelings hurt, so she won't get dressed. And of course, Phoebe is like, I'm dressed and ready to go. God love her.
We love her.
The only one who steps up and puts him first.
Yeah.
I hate that episode because it makes me resent all of them.
Right.
So
that's
even
so
though it's
funny.
could I be wearing any more clothes comes from that episode.
They were really touting that one. That was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. I promise when you're honored at the museum, I will dress up and show up and be there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I do so appreciate it. You'll be late, but you'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, below the belt. What is your favorite episode? When you think of Friends, what's your favorite moment?
I don't. Well, Ross and Rachel's kiss, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I was in it for a minute. I never watched it regularly because I was like in New York and out, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember following the Ross and Rachel thing, and I think I remember seeing them kiss on television.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was in a rerun, but it was such a big deal. The moment that they show, actually. I remember that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was it. That's the only one that I really remember.
Oh my God.
Maybe the chair moment. I think I saw the one where they were in the chairs too. But I don't know if I'm just remembering it because they just showed it to me last night or, you know what I mean?
When Friends started, I was staunchly a Chandler fan. Every time he opened his mouth, I laughed. He was my favorite.
Yeah.
Then I really fell in love with Phoebe and I just thought she was magic.
Yes.
Then for many years, and I mean many years, I was all about Joey Tribbiani.
Really?
Yes. I think he is an unsung, really funny actor. He made really funny choices. He went for it. I was like all about Joey. But now that I'm settled and I know what I'm doing and I'm more mature, I'm all Ross all the time. David Schwimmer, hands down the best one on the show. And his best moment is when he has leather pants and he takes them down in the bathroom and then he can't get them back up and it makes a paste. And oh my God, Ross in the leather pants.
I'm sorry I missed that episode because it looked really funny. I never saw it.
Shit. It is just Google Ross in the leather pants and give yourself a treat. It's funny. He is, for my money, just the most talented actor on that show. I just think
he's great. And what a funny little tidbit that they gave, telling that he was the first one they cast and the one that they were like, offer, you got to come back and do this show. What kind of guy has the balls to walk away from, I'm not going to do television, I'm going to stick with theater?
Right.
Isn't that fascinating? And
he is the most principled one. He started the whole, we all have to make the same, we all have to make this much.
I didn't know that.
I've read a lot that he fought to diversify the show, that it really upset him that there were no people of color. So he dated Aisha Tyler. He went on a date with, I'm going to mess up, Gabrielle Union, I think.
Wow.
So it's really...
You read that on his blog?
No, when he and I hang out, when you and Lisa are hanging out.
Oh yeah, when Lisa and I hang out, sometimes I know you're with Schwimmer.
Yeah, I'm with Schwimmer.
I'm not watching her on a television show, right? Like, that I am like I am.
But yeah, he is in a league of his own, and I've heard from theater friends, that's who I can name drop, that his reputation is just, he'll do anything for the arts and for his theater company in Chicago. Yeah. And it does make sense that a person like that would turn down this at first. I'm so glad he did it, because now he's been able to do so much for the arts.
Yeah.
And he's great in other things too. The choices he's made, he doesn't work a ton in film and television, but when he does, look out. He's so good.
Yeah. The OJ thing. I didn't love that thing. I don't remember if he was good in it or not. Did you?
Yes. He was Kardashian. Right. He was Senior Kardashian.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Senior Kardashian is now Mrs. Kardashian. Isn't that right?
Oh. No, that's a whole separate episode. Yeah.
The
original Kardashian. I don't know his first name.
Oh,
but he passed away. But he's the father of all,
like
most
Matthew
of those
Perry,
kids.
I heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to school you on the Kardashians. It is time for my game.
Okay, I love it.
It's a game I invented.
So I don't feel like it's going to be fair since you've watched every episode and I haven't, but I'm willing to go for it.
I'm telling you can play it.
Okay. All right, I believe you.
Brand new game that I invented. Get ready to trademark this. Fuck, marry, kill. Brand new.
Hold on a minute.
I'm a genius. What?
I used to podcast with a girl 10 years ago. And I think she and I played this game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And it was a riotous good time. Go on.
So we're going to start with...
Fuck. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. But we're going to start with characters.
Okay.
Joey, Rachel, who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill?
Oh my God. Okay.
And only the 6. You can't say Janice. It can only be the original 6.
So I have to kill one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. All right.
Characters.
All right. I would definitely fuck Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chandler would make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And He wouldn't be anxious or a little dumb. He would just make me laugh. And I think that is the best time in the bedroom. So I'm going to fuck Chandler. But he also feels a little neurotic in a way that I wouldn't want to marry. I would marry Monica, obviously.
Should keep a neat house.
Holy crap. She would be together and she seems independent enough that like she would run the house and I could just go do my thing.
Good cook.
Good cook. I mean, what more do you really need from a partner? Zero. Nothing. I didn't know we're also giving marriage advice. This is good. Our podcast is serving two purposes right now. Yes, I would definitely marry her. And then who would I kill? Who would I kill? I'd probably kill Joey, I guess.
You would kill Joey?
Well, because he's had the best life, obviously. You know what I mean? Maybe Phoebe. But probably Joey. None of them annoy me. Okay. But I feel like, Ross is like, he's trying so hard. You know what I mean? And he's really smart and he's a scientist. So you got to keep those people around. And I just love Rachel and she's attached to Ross, so it would be either Phoebe or Joey and I'm a feminist. So like, I got to kill Joey. I mean, even though he's amazing, but I feel like he's had the best life so far. So if I'm like, sorry, Joey, he'd be like, right. That's all right.
Sure.
We did good. I'd be like,
you'd give him a meatball sandwich before you killed him.
Yeah, I'd be like, you just booked a commercial campaign. Bang, he would die happy. It's not complicated, How about you?
Okay, well, I'm killing Rachel.
You say that, but
whiny and entitled and not my cup of tea.
Okay, I really like her, but okay.
And then I would marry Ross. Especially
of course you would. You did marry Ross.
I did. I married Paul Buckman. But yeah, I would marry Ross. And then I would fuck Joey because let's be honest, he's good at it.
Yeah.
Right? So? There's all this evidence on the show that women are very happy after they've been with Joey.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yep.
I would definitely fuck Joey.
Okay.
Now flip it and do the actors, the real actors. Who would you fuck, marry, kill? Very different, right?
Very, very, very different. I think we know who I would kill.
You have to say these things out loud.
But it's obvious who I would kill because I just said I want to have dinner with him so he might drop dead in front of me. I would kill Matthew Perry.
To put him out of his misery.
To put him out of his misery. Yeah. Yes. I feel like the poor guy.
That horse is lame. Yeah.
He cannot get on top of it. And let's send you off while you still got something we're sending, buddy. So I'd kill him, mercy kill him. And it feels good, right? To mercy kill, not out of anger.
Yeah.
Who would I fuck? I'm going to say Lisa Kudrow. Not because I'm actually sexually attracted to her, but because she's the only person who she's incredibly smart. And I love the comeback so much that like she has kept me really intrigued as a talent and as an actress for so long that she is the most interesting person to me psychologically. And she's beautiful. And so I would fuck Lisa Kudrow.
Okay.
And then I would marry, I'd marry David Schwimmer. I was going to say Jennifer Aniston because I think she's adorable. And then it would also it would stop her streak of not being married. Poor thing, right? Oh. I know. I would marry her because she seems really adorable, but that would be super competitive and I'd probably have to wear lipstick and makeup. And I feel like Schwimmer would understand that I don't want to get dressed up for the theater.
He seems like he likes a hairy bush. He seems like he would want an all-natural lady.
Now that you're implying that I have a hairy bush, but that's not
I'm not implying it. I'm saying it outright.
I'm a hippie in many ways. No. I'm a hippie in many ways, but not necessarily in that way.
Okay.
But my other hippie inclinations, I feel like he would be all right with. I love theater. So I'd get to go to a lot of free theater if I was married to him. A lot of openings. Ooh, speaking of hairy bushes.
That's an interesting angle.
Yeah. So I would marry him.
Okay.
As a person.
Okay.
So who would you fuck, marry, kill? These are the actual people.
Yes. And these answers are very different than my characters because.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I would fuck Aniston. And here's why.
Okay. Interesting choice.
I secretly hate her. I think it could be hot. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. Mm-hmm. And
although
she's
it's going to be a lot
beautiful.
of bony, like angular elbows sticking in places and ribs sticking out. But here's why I'm going to fuck Aniston.
Okay.
I need all her beauty products and secrets. And I figure if I can satisfy her sexually, she will share those secrets with me.
Okay.
And,
interesting.
And I'll get her collagen powder and it'll be great.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So once I look good, you know, because Aniston's got me in the mood, then I would marry Matt LeBlanc because I think we would sit on the couch and just laugh our asses off. And
you kind of did marry Matt LeBlanc, actually.
You just said I married Schwimmer. You got it.
You married a mix of both of them, actually.
Oh, I'll say it. I married the best guy in the world, but he's better than all these guys. So I would marry LeBlanc. I would fuck Aniston. And I have to kill Matthew Perry too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mercy killing. It's fine.
Yep. Yeah. So sorry, Matt. We did it.
Okay. So what are your man jobs?
Honestly, I would give the Friends reunion 4.5 man jobs. And I'm only not giving it that extra half because I felt like it was a little cheesy. I didn't believe that they really didn't think the special guests were coming. And I also thought the special guests, and this is just me, were completely unnecessary.
Even though insulting.
Yeah.
Thomas Lennon is a genius.
Oh,
and
my
to have
God.
him hide behind a curtain, pop out and go hi, and then disappear.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
I hated that. No, I hated that. I was like, why are you sending Thomas Lennon away? He's amazing. I didn't enjoy that part at all. I didn't even like Lady Gaga. I was like, no, you don't even need this. Whose idea was this and why did you let it happen?
Although
I didn't enjoy that.
Great.
Yeah, she always sounds great, but I don't need you in my Friends cast.
Right. Yeah. Now you've got me thinking. I would give it 4 out of 5. I was praying before we knew what it was. I thought they were going to do the one where they all blah, 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 and they were going to give us an episode of Friends. Oh. And that would have been magical. So
interesting.
The closest they came was when they did the quiz, the trivia quiz, and they were recreating, but then adding new elements in it, you know, but
I don't know I think that would have, I don't know, that might have made people sad because I enjoyed the table read and they took the best parts of the table read, but they really needed to knock it out of the park. So I think they had to put all those different elements in and just use the best parts of every segment.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 4 man jobs.
Yeah. That's good. I like it.
With a good lube, with like a nice velvety.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you're giving it 4 right-handed man jobs. You're back to the right hand.
Yeah.
That is big. That's a high score.
You're welcome, America.
Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. And anybody would love it unless they're stupid. But I don't think those kind of people listen to our podcast. So, Mand.
Yes, man.
You know how I love to depress myself with World War II novels.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. It's a great way to fall asleep at night. Cool. But an even better thing that I discovered to get undepressed from those novels is listening to stuff on Audible.
Yes.
And I am listening to Trevor Noah's Born a Crime.
Oh, I listened to that.
Is it not the most perfect Audible book you've ever heard? Because
his voice, his accent.
His accent, the way he does all these different languages in the book, and the whole book is about languages. So it is perfect for that format.
Yeah.
I love it.
I liked that book very much.
And he's hilarious.
And now I'm listening to like another trashy thriller on Audible. I can't get enough of Audible. And it, you know, obviously it's something that's going to stick with me long past pandemic. I can listen anywhere on any device.
Yes.
Saves your place. We both have memory loss. We can't remember where we were in a book.
No, I can't keep track of that. Not with all the other stuff. Yeah.
And if anybody out there wants to try Audible for free, there is a free trial at audibletrial.com/mandemic. And you get a free title.
Yeah.
Enjoy
You might
it.
as well make it Born a Crime.
Keep it. Born a Crime is
Yeah.
a great one.
Not that we're telling you what to do, but we are.
America needs us. audibletrial.com/mandemic. And whether or not you stay with Audible, you get to keep your free book. So enjoy. You're welcome.
America needs us. It's our new presidential slogan.
Oh, boy. What else have you done this week to stay sane?
You know, there hasn't been a lot of staying sane, but I had a friend give me something that is kind of funny. It's called the 5-minute journal. And she's like, this is the key to true happiness.
I hate it already.
Well, I was like, I'm pretty happy and I don't have a 5-minute journal. But what I thought was funny is I opened it up. I'm like, you know what? I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to see about this 5-minute journal. But at the beginning of the 5-minute journal is at least 25 minutes of reading. And I was like, that didn't quite. So I keep like trying to get through the bits to get to the part where I'm supposed to actually journal for 5 minutes. It's a bit much, but I loved the sentiment. I love the idea. So I haven't actually gotten the use out of the 5-minute journal because I really only had the 5 minutes. But eventually I'll get there and I'll report back on what happened. I have found myself this week with more questions than answers. You know what I mean?
I sure do.
You know,
I hate that, but yeah.
Right. Like, you know, like I need a recipe for a good vegan scramble. There's things that I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had like gems coming to me as easily as other weeks. I only have questions with no answers.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I know.
You're a little lost soul.
I am. I'm really having the thing is, I'm a crack addict and for 3 weeks I got to do crack. So now I'm sort of floating through my life going, I know I'm not doing crack right now, but bleh.
Yep. Well, they're post-show blues. It's very real. There's a come down after you get to do something like that.
It's not, I don't feel blue. I feel aimless. I feel a little bit like, whoa. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else all the time.
Right.
And that's,
you'll get your sea legs. I mean, you know, it's an adjustment.
Yeah, for sure. But the book I'm reading is also like a World War II novel and has led to lengthy discussions about, you know, Germany and how horrible it was in World War II. And that's also not uplifting, but it's a great book. It's All the Light We Cannot See.
Yeah.
That book.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic novel. It's everybody's favorite book in the world.
Beautiful. Kristen Hanna. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Kristen Hanna. She was Nightingale. It's the other one.
I love Nightingale.
But
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be reading stuff like that. I haven't read like a very serious book in a long time because I just can't quite.
Well, it's everybody's favorite, but I don't think I knew it was serious. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But it's like it leaves a pit in your stomach a little bit.
Well, they can't see the light. And there's all of it. I know one thing that cheered you up this week and kept you sane, if not moderately injured. We hosted a Nerf battle at our house for Casey's birthday party.
Yes.
And it surpassed all our dreams and expectations. And I'm going to give a shout out to battlepartyla.com.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Dylan went above and beyond to make this special for 12 vicious monsters in my backyard who
horrible.
Couldn't wait till we did parents versus kids. And then your daughter and another girl from Casey's school took me hostage.
Yeah.
I was in the fetal position begging for mercy and they kept shooting at me, took me hostage, made me put my hands up and walk over to the layer of humiliation. It got intense.
Oh my God. I missed that because I was like, stop, drop, and roll. And like, I had 2 Nerf guns blazing. I was going to go down fighting, you know?
Yeah.
I missed it. Oh, that was really fun. And I got to say, that Dylan, may I offer what Dylan also did for us?
Yes, he's the best.
We were about 15 minutes early to this little shindig, and Dylan is also a mentalist, a hypnotist and a magician, and Team Woo Magic or whatever is his company. I would hire that guy for private parties. He was amazing. Team Woo Magic.
Incredible.
Yeah.
He made Team Woo like
W-U. Mm-hmm.
Oh, W-U. Team Woo. I want to get a...
Is it Team Woo Magic or just plain Team Woo? But the Dylan is his name. I watched a promo. I was like, "There's Dylan, very handsome without a mask." By the way,
yeah,
you don't see that in the real life, but on the YouTubes, very handsome without a mask. Oh my God, this guy was better than any magician I've seen on television or in person. There, I said it. He was so good.
He somehow transferred Sharpie marks onto your children.
Yeah.
And the only I figured out that trick, I have to be honest, because obviously your daughters have been secretly working with him for years and waiting for this chance.
Is it the family likeness? Is that why? Is that how you knew?
That's the only explanation for how he did that trick. He is incredible.
Yeah.
You can contact him at battlepartyla.com. I don't have a site for his magic, but he is an extraordinary person who gives joy to adults and children alike. You can book him for corporate parties or kids parties. And full disclosure, we are not old friends. This is not somebody I knew before Saturday at 3:00. He is just an incredible person. Yeah. And in this time, we want our kids to have these great experiences that don't involve screens, that involve bullets and rage
and killing
and maiming.
Definitely way better. Yeah. It is Team Woo Magic, by the way. TeamWooMagic.com.
Okay. There you go. So tell him the Mandys sent you if you contact him and get him in your lives. You won't regret it.
Definitely get him in your lives. Consider him for a throuple. It could be, that's my second use of the word throuple in 2 podcasts. You're welcome.
Wow.
Who knows what the third use is going to be next weekend, Mrs. Clavens.
I feel like if you kill Matthew Perry, if we kill him off, I'm thinking Dylan could just sub right in there. He's just extraordinary. There's nothing he can't do.
I agree.
We are going to go back to our original format and we are going to honor the system. No promises every week, folks. The pandemic it's about finding the new normal.
Chaos.
The new normal might include other networks. Yeah. But next week, we will be reviewing Trippin' with the Kandasamis, which is a third installment of a comedy franchise, an Indian comedy franchise.
Okay.
And I think it's new to Netflix. It's not like a brand new film, but they're calling it a Netflix film, so it counts. Okay. It looks adorable and charming.
They're also calling it a comedy, but we will be the judge of that.
As only we can.
Yes.
But so that does it for us.
That's it.
And
thanks, everybody.
Only quoted Friends like 3 times or something. Pivot.
I feel like it was more.
Okay.
No, I feel like it was more. That pivot thing was new to me. Very refreshing.
Oh. You know, gasoline doesn't have a smell. They add the smell to the gasoline. For those insiders, you'll know what I mean.
Oh.
Mandy Fabian, I love you.
Love you.